You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. FatMike, Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. FatMike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the FatMike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers from the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Fred Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovitz from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you're listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the FatMike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to Fat Mike. The best.
Oh, we're back, Angelo. We are back for another FatMike Chicago Sports Show. Welcome, everybody, to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. I am your host, Fat Mike, and with me, as always, is my heterosexual life mate, this man in the Cubs bandana, Angelo Ace Camacho. What's going on, Angelo? How we doing today, bud?
Oh, man, I hurt my back sweeping today. You know,
me too. Sweeping up those Padres. Sweeping the today. Fathers this weekend. Sweeping the fathers this week, man. What a great week. What a great week. Before we kick into everything, though, guys, really quick, I want to say first and foremost, this show and pretty much all the shows are not possible on 1252 without the sponsorships of Nick and Ivy Brewing Company, the Jonathan Darren team out Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen, Mark Berardi and Associates also out in Homer Glen, and also White Oak Farm Venue out in Michigan City, Indiana. Thank you guys for being a part of this, and thank you for everything that you guys do for us. But we'll touch note on that a little bit later, Angelo. Give thanks. Say thank you, Angelo.
Thank you, Angelo.
Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, guys. But yeah, no, talk about a huge, 3 weeks for our Chicago Cubs.
I believe the Cubs are 15 out of their last 19 games.
Man, it's something sweet. And for a team that we were shitting on, let me see. Time out. Let me eat crow a little bit, all right, that I was shitting on, all right? I didn't think this team was going to be anything at all this year, and this team is really surprising me, and it's the most exciting this team has been since 2017 for me. Like, honestly, I've been on the edge of my seat here. Craig Kimbrell's pitching good. The fucking bullpen has been lights out. You got guys like this dude Patrick Wisdom going
just coming out of nowhere, right? All these guys.
Guy that's been everywhere and anywhere, and this guy's hitting the shit out of the ball.
Yep.
All right, you got this kid Alcantara, this number 51, this left-handed bet that they got. I really like the way this kid's been playing. Can play outfield, can play second base. I really like this dude. Ortega, he blows. All right, but I don't like that dude. I don't like Pajama Higgins.
I what surprised me the most this far into the season is Craig Kimbrell, right?
Oh, man.
Last year, he was terrible. It was like every single time he would take the mound, you knew he was going to give up runs. He started to get a little better towards the end of last season, and that has just carried into this year. Last night, his stuff was filthy, man. The pitching that he's been doing over the last month especially, the Cubs bullpen hasn't allowed a run, I think, in the last month. They're the best bullpen
right
in baseball right now.
Right.
And who would have thought that going into this season?
Well, listen, I mean, I like this Chafin kid. Justin Steele got hurt, which was a bad get for the Cubs. I mean, that sucked because that kid was pitching off of his ass. This Winkler guy has been absolutely amazing. Rex Brothers, if he gets brought in on a non-dirty inning, meaning guys on base, he's fucking lights out. This Cubs team is very, very impressive right now. And like you just said, Angelo, Craig Kimbrell has been fucking shutting the door down, man. He has been awesome. He has been locking that thing with 5 locks. He is a lockdown reliever right now.
And you ate crow a little bit, so I'm going to eat it. Chris Bryant this year, I was so sure this dude was finished. He is hitting at 317 right now, I believe is his batting average, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs. Like, he's MVP caliber Chris Bryant right now.
Right now, yeah. I mean, I have to do the same exact thing because I was the same guy that's like, okay, it's either put up or shut up, Chris Bryant. You got to see. I said this when we were talking about it at the beginning of the year. You got to come out here and show us if you're worth this money. Show us if you're worth your next contract. And I've always been that guy. I mean, I don't know how many times I've said it, that he had not been the same player since he's gotten hit in the head.
Right. Yep.
All right. And
we've
now
talked
this
about
year,
that plenty of times.
Yeah. I mean, literally, we have talked about that almost every single time we talk about the Cubs. We always bring up Chris Bryant. Is it time to get rid of him? And this, he has really come out to shine this year. He has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
With this Cubs team this year, his batting average, his on base, his OPS. He's been unbelievable for this Cubs team right now.
Yeah.
They still need some more bop, though. They need Anthony Rizzo to be 100% healthy.
They do. He's played pretty well since coming back from that back injury, though.
It's only been 2 games. He went 2 for 4 last night. He had a nice double today, Oppo.
Yeah.
It looks 2 runs.
After being out with his back injury history, you like to see him come back and actually make an impact right away.
Right.
Which is something important. Javi also, all of a sudden, the fans are back in the stands, and this guy's feeding off that energy, and he's playing well. They talked about it.
Monster 2-run homer again today.
Yeah, and
monster 2-run homer for Javi today.
They were talking about it on ESPN 1000, since Tuesday, yesterday, about what are the Cubs going to do, right? Because all of a sudden you find yourself in first place in the division when this team was supposed to be at the bottom of this division at this point, right? You trade Darvish, you get rid of Kyle Schwarber, you move on all these pieces. You're expecting nothing from this team, and now you're in first place. So what do you do?
Right. So this is my question to you. That's what I'm glad you're bringing this up, and I'm glad you're swaying this way here. If the Cubs are up at the deadline, if they're up, say let's call it even. Let's say if they're up 3.5 games at the deadline, or before the deadline, do you think they're white flagging this team?
No. All right. We have this discussion a lot, like we did with the Bears. What they will do, what they should do, what the Cubs will do, and what they should do. They should stick to the plan, right? The plan was you need to get younger, you need to get the farm system built back up. But I don't know how you stick to that plan with where this team is right now.
Right. We talked about this last week too, though, Angelo. If you are in first place, all right, at the deadline, if you're in first place, we talked about this. Do you really believe that this team has enough to go on a championship push?
No.
I don't. Listen, this bullpen is not going to hold up. All right, as much as they've been listen, they've been fucking wonderful. They have been unbelievable this year.
It's insane.
The last month and a half of baseball, they have been lights out. Okay, but I don't get it. I don't understand.
This team was supposed to be nothing, right? We went into this
dog shit, and Zach Davies, his last 3 starts have been awesome. Trevor Williams, before he had an emergency appendectomy and he had to get his stomach cut open. All right, he was pretty good his last couple of starts.
I don't want to brag.
I want to say something really quick, and I'm going to call up my buddy Paul here really quick too. my buddy Paul Ivanek. All right. Him and I have been watching Adbert Azalea pitch his fucking balls off for the last month and a half. He has been absolutely awesome the last month. He's been fantastic. That dude throws a vicious, disgusting, nasty slider 40% of his pitches. You should know what's coming, guys. Opposing teams, you should know what's coming. It's going to be the slider, and you guys cannot touch it. And he comes off and breaks off a 96-mile-an-hour two-seamer right off into your ass. Yeah. And that's awesome, dude. He has been phenomenal. Now, I love Adbert Azalea. Jake Arrieta, on the other hand?
I was just about to get into that. There are areas to be concerned about this team.
You need another starter.
Hendricks has not performed well this year.
He's been good his last couple starts.
He's had a few okay starts. It's not his
good his last couple starts.
He's had some okay starts. He's not as it doesn't seem like he's as locked in as he has been. I don't know if that's just because batters have kind of smartened up to him. You know, they look for he's not going to blow you away with speed, right? We talked about this before. Nobody on this staff really is. Arrieta looked okay in the beginning of the year. He's starting to slip a little bit. Like we just talked about going into the deadline, right? What would you be willing to give up to get one of those ace starting type prospects? Because I don't think you're going to get an ace MLB player.
No.
You're going to have to get a prospect.
You can get, and I've been talking about this a lot with with other people that we follow, other people that follow baseball just like we do, Angelo.
Right.
I think if you're going out into this at the deadline, everybody's going to be clamoring at your zipper for Craig Kimbrell because everybody, especially all these for sure locked in playoff teams.
Right.
And if you're a for sure sell team at the deadline, whether you're up 3 or down 3, if you're for sure selling at the deadline, Craig Kimbrell is the piece that you can sell for a big haul back.
Yes.
Okay. Whether it be you're not going to get major league ready ace material out of Craig Kimbrell in a trade. You're not going to get that. But if you can trade him for Mike Foltynewicz, if you can trade him for Mike Minor, and I'm going to say one other one. All right. And with the Cubs bullpen being solid as it is right now, if you can trade Craig Kimbrell to the Diamondbacks and pick up Madison Bumgarner, I'd do that in a fucking second.
I mean, I like Madison Bumgarner.
I would do that in a second. Now that's just me. That's me hypothetically saying. That's just me hypothetically saying. I would love to see Madison Bumgarner here in a Cub uniform at age 31, 2-time World Series MVP.
Yeah, I remember those World Series, man. Where he would,
my Lord!
What did you imagine that, dude? 3 games in one World Series, right? Didn't he start 3 games? Yeah, it was nuts.
3 games, crazy. 3 games, 1 World Series, and a relief appearance and a save.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
right, I mean, if you can find something like that, all right. If you can, like Mike Foltynewicz, he's saucing like a 3.6 right now, a 3.7. All right. If you can find somebody like Mike Minor from Kansas City who's saucing roughly the same, all right, that's the type of guy that you need. What you don't need is a 5.5 guy, a guy going out there and saucing a 5.5 like Jake Arrieta has been.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't need that. Zach Davies is finally starting to come into a comfort groove here with the Cubs. And it's like, okay, cool. We can do this. Let's just be Zach Davies. Figure out what you got to do.
Right.
But another thing that I want to say about this Cubs team too, Angelo, is they're playing up to their competition. And
I was just
playing down to their competition.
So that is true. But really what you want to see is them beat the good teams, right?
Beat the Dodgers, swept the Mets, swept the Padres.
Mm-hmm. So I believe I heard on Twitter, I think Happ posted like one of those recap videos that the Cubs are 9-0 against playoff caliber, the teams that would be in the playoffs right now.
Right.
To this point, they're 9-0.
Right.
That's what you want to see, right? I haven't looked at the White Sox, but I know that there was talk like, well, yeah, the White Sox are doing well, but they're not beating these good teams. Like when you can only play who's on your schedule, but when you beat the good teams, it just highlights it stands out a little bit more.
Right. No, it's going to be one of those things where it's this team has to structure and see what the hell they have here. Kyle Hendricks, like I said, all right, he's been better. they need a lefty starter. Like they really need a lefty starter. I miss John Lester so fucking much. It's not even funny.
Yeah. I mean, he wouldn't, I don't think he would be that much of like a plus to have on this team right now. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Right.
But yeah, a left-handed starter, that would be really nice. I think it's really going to be interesting to see, because do you think you can sign guys like Chris Bryant? Can you sign Javi? Can you sign Rizzo? Contreras has 1 year left, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with all these guys? They cried poor all off season, right? And now you have 3 key guys, 4 really, that are the core group of guys that the plan was to blow up this season, right? Trade Bryant. If you can't re-sign Javi, he's got to go. But now you're in first place. So I'll ask you this. Of Javi, Chris Bryant, and Contreras, I posted it on Twitter earlier. Who should the Cubs prioritize going forward?
Well, that's a tricky question, man. That's a tough question for me, because honestly, undoubtedly, Willis Contreras is hands down the best catcher in the National League outside of Buster Posey. All right, and Buster Posey's pretty much playing first base at this point. I mean, that's where his predominant position is nowadays. All right, he's playing a legit first base. But and Chris Bryant, it's a contract year, and he's doing this in a contract year.
Yep.
So what's to say that he's not going to fade out and just, do his own thing? That's tough, man. That's tough.
Isn't it kind of bogus, though, that all these players, like, contract year, everybody wants to be great.
Well, that's the thing, too, Angelo. It's not something that we didn't know that was going to happen.
Right.
We knew it was going to happen. It was adamant that we knew, as Cub fans, that we knew that this shit was going to happen, where you're going to have to pay Rizzo, Bryant, Baez, Willie Contreras. Those things were already set in stone.
Right. We talked about this 6 months ago.
Right.
When we were talking about, okay, Chris Bryant's going to demand this much money. And I told you before that I still believe you can get Javi and Contreras for the same general area of money that you would have to pay Chris Bryant to stay. And to me, if you can get those 2 players for the price of the one player, I would rather have Javi and Contreras. That's just me.
If it was me, I would much rather go Javi, or I would much rather go Javi and Bryant. Honestly, only because of the fact that Bryant has showed himself that he can play multiple positions.
Right.
He can play third base, first base, outfield. He is a guy that you can put in there and he can do his thing. He's had one bad year. If you look at the guy's stats, he has had one bad year. And
I know we got so spoiled when he first came up, Rookie of the Year, World Series, and then MVP, So when he's not at that caliber of a player, we automatically are like, man, he's washed up. He's garbage.
Right.
But, I mean, you're right. Technically, he's only had one significantly bad
year.
Season. Right.
One bad year, and it was last year. All right. Other than that, the back of the baseball card still reads 29 homers, 28 homers, 100 RBIs, so on and so forth.
I hate that saying so much.
Bryant is but it's legit though, and he does the job. Right now, the guy's got a 3.45. He's the only fucking 3.45 guy on the Cubs with BA, on base, and slugging. OPS. All right, and his OPS is over 1,000. I mean, come on, man. He's the only guy in the Cubs that's worth a shit right now.
Right. So that's what I was gonna say. Right.
Patrick. What's his nuts?
Williams? Is that his name?
No. Patrick Williams is the guy in the Bulls.
That's right.
Patrick Wisdom.
I knew it was a W. Whatever. The Cubs got so many guys injured. They're bringing up so many random players right now.
And that's the other thing I want to talk about too. All this bullshit about the Sox be like, oh, we're injured. Eat a bag of dicks. Dude.
Careful. I know Fred's watching. He's commenting on Facebook right now.
The Cubs are super injured, man. Between Jason Hayward, And who else? Who else is injured here? Come on, help me out.
Hayward, Horner.
Hayward.
Who's that guy? Marisnik. He's hurt.
Jake. Yeah, he doesn't matter.
Hey, he was playing okay though.
He's just a filling guy. Jake Marisnik's just a filling guy. I'm just glad he's off the Cardinals finally, to where he doesn't fucking kill the Cardinals all the time.
But here's what you said, he's just a filling guy, right? But a lot of these filling guys have become guys that have generated some type of momentum on offense.
Agreed,
right?
Chubbs. Agreed.
Yeah, Chubbs is my dude. He always watches this.
Chubbs is a pain in the dick. He drives me nuts. I like Chubbs, but he drives me fucking nuts.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like me, right? You like me, but I drive you nuts. It's like Alan.
I do love Chubbs.
It's like Alan. He drives me nuts.
He brings up great arguments, and that's why I do like Chubbs.
Right. Now, like I said, a lot of these guys that are the filler guys have been generating, these little, like you said last week, these what'd you call them? Not big plays, small ball, right?
Small ball.
It's this small ball, base hit here, a double here. That's what this Cubs offense has been doing. We're so used to the boomer bust, and right now they're playing that small ball. They're looking to just get on base. The approach of the plate is so much different than it was even earlier on in the season.
Right.
They're more patient. It's crazy how 6 weeks ago we were on a completely different trajectory, and now all of a sudden this Cubs team is in first place in their division. A bad division, yes, but
so let's talk about that really quick before we take it. Well, let's get into that before we take a break. All right, we're going to take a break. Why don't we come back to it? Yeah. Guys, real quick, this is a quick little spot from our guys over at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company down in downtown Lockport. These guys are the best, and in a couple weeks they are going to be releasing the Fat Mike beer, and I'm super excited to have this. I cannot wait to go down there. We're not going to do a show down there during the release day, but we are going to come on out and party, and everybody's first round will be on me. So make sure you guys come on out and have a good time and drink the first Fat Mike beer. It's going to be awesome. And this is a quick word from our sponsor. So here we go.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend, or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list, or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's NIKIVY brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
All right, that's a quick word from our guys over at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. And now we're back here, Angelo. What you just said there kind of rubbed me raw a little bit, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because everybody,
it's a bad division?
Yeah, the bad division. Well, okay. The Sox are in first place, and look at that.
Right, they have a bad division too.
That's a terrible division.
Probably worse than the Cubs division. So
yeah, it is statistically worse than the Cubs division. They only have one other team in that division that's over 500. So technically, the Cubs division is a harder division. I mean, statistically and technically,
you're right.
All right, it's a tougher division than the White Sox division, with Detroit, the Royals, the Indians, blah 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 blah. I mean, so I don't want to hear that argument from Sox fans. I mean, listen, I'm not a Sox fan, guys. You're not. I will give you guys credit where credit's due. All right, but I'm not going to sit here and tug on you guys, because that's not what I am. Yeah, the Sox are playing good ball, all right, but their division is bullshit. The Royals suck. The Detroit Tigers are fucking terrible. All right?
They are terrible.
The Minnesota Twins can't fucking seem to put it together at all this year. So if the Sox do not win this division this year, it is an epic fuck up. Plain and simple. If the Sox do not win the AL Central this year, it is a complete fuck up on the Sox part.
Yeah. But they have the almighty Tony La Russa as their manager. So
listen, I'm
sailing the right way.
I'm going to say the same thing. I listen. I may not agree with Tony La Russa's aspect on things, but the guy does do a good job on getting guys on, getting them over, and getting them in. And he is honestly the only manager that I see taking risks like that in the AL, and it shows because look, his fucking team is what? How many games above 500? 8 games above 500 right now.
The White Sox, yeah,
the White Sox currently, as it stands, they got rained out today. They are 33-22, so they are 9 games above 500. That's pretty good. The Cubs after today are 32-23, so they're only 1 game back of the White Sox. With all that star-studded talent that the White Sox have, with all that great pitching with Lucas Giolito and Lance Lynn and Dylan Cease and all that other good shit that they have, and Liam Hendricks and blah, 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 the Cubs team with Zach Davies, with Kyle Hendricks, with guys that cannot fucking throw 93 miles an hour, and a bullpen that we thought was dog shit at the beginning of the year. They're only 1 game back of the Chicago White Sox right now, and that's something to be said. Now, go ahead, Angela. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the run differential for this White Sox team. It's crazy. They're plus 80 run differential.
Dude. And listen,
the only team that they're behind is San Diego right now, and they're plus 81.
And both those teams. And the Cubs just broke out the fucking brooms on the San Diego Padres, baby.
I mean, it's true though. How many home runs have the Sox hit? I feel like they haven't really hit a lot of home runs this year as much as like last year. I feel like they were hitting the ball out all the time. I'm going to look it up. So go ahead and continue talking.
Tarbill's right. Yeah, you're right, Chubbs. I'm sorry. That is 11 games, not 9. Well, Matt's not my strong suit, okay?
That's why we're here and not scientists somewhere.
That's why I'm not a mathematician.
My math is terrible. That's why I'm not a scientist.
That's why I'm not a mathematician, Chubbs.
Doesn't make sense.
All right? You
dickhead. Yeah, Chubbs.
Yeah, Chubbs, you dickhead. All right. No, but like legit though, like
Tarbo asked in the chat, right?
Okay.
Can this Cubs team keep this level of consistency the rest of the year?
It's possible.
We've seen this from this core before, right? They'll play well, and then as soon as they make it to the playoffs, it all goes to shit, right?
Yeah, and I think that question is that question is hung on so many different aspects of what the Chicago Cubs team is right now, to be honest with you. Can they keep it up? Yeah, for sure. But can the Cubs find money to get these fucking guys paid? Because if before the deadline, like that's a big, hazy, dark, shitty cloud over this Cubs team right now.
You know what's going to really prove it's this next series that's coming up, right? They're playing San Francisco, which is played really well. Fran. Right. And then they have San Diego again in San Diego, though. So if they can,
I think they will see Darvish on that stint.
And so that'll be interesting also, right? If they can somehow find a way to win 5 of those games on that road trip, then you can really start to talk about, okay, this team is serious. This team is for real, I think.
Well, I mean, the thing is this, man, is they have this next 7-game stretch here. Yeah, like you said, it's 4 against San Fran, 3 against San Diego, all out in California. Then I think they come back home here for St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken.
They do. Yep.
All right. These next 11 games or whatever it is, these next 10 games are big games for the Cubs.
It's a big month.
San Fran is San Fran. Who would have ever thought that they'd be in the position that they're in right now? To be honest with you, I didn't think so. They don't have anybody on that fucking team.
Nope.
All right, and then the Padres, we are definitely going to run into Darvish, and then the Cardinals, we're definitely going to run into again a division rival, of course. Duh, that's a no fucking brainer. All right, that continues to they're just a thorn in our side every single year. This team. But like what he just said, what we were just kind of going to here, that dark cloud, man, it's a big thing. If they can come out of this thing, like you just said, above 500, they can win 6 of the next 10 in this next span against the Giants, against the Padres, and against the Cardinals. It's like you got to start thinking about it. Like, what can you do to get in here because
honestly,
I tell you right now,
split 5 and if they win 5, that's even impressive.
You got to come out of this if you're for real. If the Cubs are for real right now, they got to come out of this next 10 games above 500.
Yeah.
That's when I'll seriously start taking. Listen, this series against the Padres was awesome. They faced Lamet, they faced Weathers, and they faced who was the other shithead that they faced a couple days ago? Chris Paddock.
Yeah.
All right, that's who they faced. They faced the back end of the Padres rotation. Well,
but the Cubs also took on the Dodgers too, and took out their best pitching, which is crazy because the Cubs usually suck against dominant pitching.
I get it, man. I hear you. I'm all in on that. I get it. They swept the Mets. They beat up on the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. They just beat up on the Cardinals. They just now swept the Padres. I'm in on that. We just touched on that. But these next 10 games are huge for the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
This is going to be the real deal. If I'm going to be buying Cubs Kool-Aid, it's over this next 10 games.
Yeah.
Because they're going to now with the St. Louis Cardinals fucking flattery going out. This is huge, man. This is huge.
Yeah, they have a chance to make some good
I don't even care if it's one game. Just go 6-4. You go 6-4, I'm buying in, dude. I'm buying in. I'm all in. I'm all in on this shit. This is kind of turned into a Cub show, but I'm all in. All right, like literally, I am all in if they go 6-4. But they need to get healthy. This Cubs team is hurt. They are banged up. Anthony Rizzo needs to fucking figure out his back. We got to have Jason Hayward. Listen, I love not having Jason Hayward grounded into fucking double plays every 2 innings. All right, it's fantastic. It's a great thing not seeing him out there. All right. It's been wonderful. All right, but you gotta go over this. What did Chubb say? I sort of agreed going 500 on the road, and when winning 60% of your home games is good enough to win the World Series worthy, we don't need to sweep to be proven for real on the road. No, you're right. You're definitely right, Chubbs. You don't need to sweep. All right, but if you come out of this series out of 10 games, all right, if you come out 6-4 or 7-3. The entire power rankings change. And then now Jed Hoyer is forced. He's forced to be like, all right, fuck. Now what? I didn't expect this. And we just shopped off fucking the guy who's in favorite right now to win the NL Cy Young to the fucking Padres, for crying out loud.
Imagine if
they had fucking Yu Darvish right now.
It'd be nuts.
Holy shit, dude.
I'd be on the hype.
I'd be fucking woo-wooing all day, dude.
If they had Darvish, would you at this point say that if they were where they're at now with Darvish, would they be a contender to go deep into the playoffs?
If they had Hugh Darvish right now and Hugh Darvish was putting up the numbers that they are putting up currently, that he's putting up currently, and that the Cubs are putting up currently, they'd be 3 more games. They would be 3 more games ahead in the standings.
Yeah.
I would say Hugh Darvish right now, the way he's been pitching, would give you 3 more wins instead of 3 more losses. And that's legit. That's legit.
I think right now the Cubs need to work on separation from this division, right? We talk about the Sox are separating themselves in their division. The Cubs need to do the same, right? If the division is that weak, okay, you've taken over first place, but now it's time to separate yourself from the Cardinals, from the Brewers, and really show that, okay, we're serious. We want to take over this division. And by doing that, then I think it's easier to buy in. But if you're jumping around this 1 game above, half game above, it's hard to, like, as a fan at least, to jump and be like, hey, I'm all in. Let's try to bring in pieces to push in the playoffs, because you might not even win the division if you're only a half game up. I want to see them get a nice 3-4 game lead in the division. I think would be excellent to at least then start the discussion of, okay, maybe we'll start bringing pieces in instead of shipping pieces out,
Right.
So
no, and I just want to see this team continue to play good, man. In both sides of the town, both teams are playing really good. And it's awesome, dude. It's exciting. I haven't seen this since what year was it when both teams were in first place? What was it, 2015?
Yeah.
And then the Sox shit the bed towards the later half of the year. All right, it's been a good thing. And our guy here, Angelo Camacho Jr.
That's my dad.
That's your dad. Says the next 21 games, the Cubs need to go 2 and 3 games over 500. Most games are road games. West Coast twice, Cardinals, Brewers, Mets, and New York. The Mets are banged up. They have the most fucking starters. And again, let me tell you guys, I hate New York sports teams, guys. I hate them with a passion.
If you followed us all football season, you know.
New York should be a testing ground for nuclear warheads. I swear to God, I hate that entire fucking state. All right, but honestly, if you can come back and beat up on the Mets, which shouldn't be a problem because the whole NL East is a shit show right now, even with the Braves, the Mets, the Marlins, the entire division is trash, just trash. That shouldn't be a problem. But you got the Cardinals here. Flattery going down helps. The Brewers, always a thorn in the Cubs' side. They always play them tough.
They have decent pitching, but they can't hit.
Yelich is back, but I just seen earlier today that Lorenzo Cain is back on the IL. It's a mess, man. Right now is the time to gain your ground.
Right.
You got to gain your ground. So if they can come out of this a little bit ahead, like I said, these next 10 games, 7-3, 6-4, just don't go 500. Don't go 500. 500 is like it's like a wet fart.
Now watch them go
500. 500 is like a wet fart.
I'm not going to speak it into existence.
No. Let's speak it. It's like a wet fart. It's like a fart you don't trust. You got a little touch of the flu. You don't trust it to begin with, but you go and force it on out and you shit your pants. All right.
Let's hope that doesn't happen on this road trip.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You force it out, you shit your pants a little bit, and the day's ruined.
Because next week, this time, we could be having a completely different conversation.
Next week,
that's the thing about baseball, though, right? Because you play so many games in a week span, like the highs and lows of the season. It's what makes baseball so great because you can follow it all year, and you could be miserable one week and to the moon the next. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So I want to touch on a few more key points before we start talking White Sox here, Angelo. Before we start talking White Sox, there's going to be another quick little break. But I want to say this. All right. Ian Happ is possibly the weakest link on this fucking Cubs team.
I don't know about that.
He is absolutely terrible. I have watched Cubs games every day this year. Every time they play, they're on. Every time I listen, every time they play, I'm listening or I'm watching.
I bought the MLB package
Ian
just
Happ,
to watch Cubs games this year.
Angelo, Ian Happ hasn't had one productive out all fucking year. He's not even batting his body weight.
That happened last year too?
He's been sent down not once, not twice, but 3 times back down to the minor leagues to figure out what the fuck he's got going on.
Yep.
Maybe if he stops worrying about fucking coffee and hitting the fucking baseball, maybe it'd be a different story. I am so sick of watching Ian Happ in a Cubs uniform. It's not even fucking funny. Get this fucking guy out of here. He is not helping you at all. And I understand. I get it. The Cubs are decimated with injuries right now. I get it. And you got to play somebody. But for the love of fucking God, play Alcantara. Play somebody. Fuck. Throw my fat ass out in the middle of center field.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know if you can cover the ground that they need you to cover.
I guarantee you I can hit better than a $190.
Well, you hitting, yeah. I don't know how your defensive prowess would be out in center field.
I guarantee you I can hit better than $1.92.
Probably. Yeah.
And I guarantee you that I can have a productive out. Whether it be drawing a walk or so. I watched that fucking turd today. The only reason he got an RBI today is because he hit the ball hard somewhere. Finally, he hit the ball hard somewhere. But Ian Happ is the weakest link on this Cubs team. And that's over the guys that they brought up. Alcantara, Ortega, Pajama Higgins. I call him Pajiggins.
Pajiggins, I like it.
Pajiggins.
You should get a big onesie with his face, just like pajama onesie.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
I'm going to get you that for Christmas.
I get it. Chubbs is chiming in. He's like, Ian Happ's OPS is 660. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I do not care about new stats. What have you done for me lately? And that fucking guy hasn't done a goddamn thing. Fuck that dude. Sit his ass on the pine or send him back down because he is a worthless pile of dog shit.
And you know dog shit.
I do know dog shit.
That's right. Speaking of, how's that injury doing? You doing better?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I got bit by a dog last week, guys. I'm good.
Yeah, we know that you showed everybody last week.
Oh, did I? Yeah. It was gross. It was gross. My kidneys are hanging out of me. My lungs are hanging out of me. No, I'm all good. No, but honestly, I'm so sick of watching Ian Happ, dude. My dad and I, we talk about this every single morning. And he's like, fucking Ian Happ fucking sucks. I'm like, yeah, Dad, I know. I'm like, this guy, he's like, he hasn't made a production, and he's right. He has not had a productive out all year, Angelo.
Yeah,
all year. I'm so sick of this. I'd much rather have guy on first and second with no outs and have fucking Jason Hayward ground into a double play to move the runner over to third base than have fucking Ian Happ bat.
That's rough.
I mean, that's how bad he is, dude. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about Ian Happ?
I don't know, man. Because I feel like there's been so much shuffling around that the poor guy hasn't really had a chance for like consistency. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you see guys like Nico Horner come up and do what he was doing before he got injured. You know, all these plug and play guys right now are producing. I think you might be right. It might be time to look at the real possibility he could be like an Albert Almora type of guy where he's just not, except Almora was at least decent in the outfield. You know what I mean?
Almora could hit righties.
Yeah.
Ian Happ couldn't hit fucking water if he fell out of a boat.
Yeah, his boat would be in the fucking driveway or something. He'd fall on a gravel.
You know, it's I like having Chubbs in finally because him and I don't agree on a lot of Bears stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 10 games, here we go. Ian Happ's last 10 games have been horrific. His slugging percentage is terrible lately, and his on-base percentage is also terrible. I think he's close to getting sent back down. Chubbs,
if you get sent back down again, bro, you
let's
leave
hope.
him down.
And if he gets sent back down again, dude, it's time to cut ties.
Yeah, you just
what the fuck are we doing here? We kept on the Felix PA for fuck's sake for how many years without sending his dumb ass down? Are you kidding me? Joe Mather, we kept on to his fucking dumb ass without sending him down. Matt Merton, we kept on to his fucking broke dick ass without sending him down. Why is this guy on the fucking major league roster? Get somebody. It has to be strictly because of injury. That or he's blowing David Ross before every game to start him. Honestly, there's no other reasoning.
That's it. You guys heard it here first. Breaking.
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Ian Happ gives blowjobs before the game to earn a spot in the starting lineup. All right. And honestly, I've hit up Ian Happ I don't know how many times to talk to him about coming on the show. I don't want the fucking guy on the show because I'm going to be like, why do you suck, bro? Why can't you hit the fucking baseball and give a productive out? Why can't you hit a pop fly to fucking force in a run? Why can't you lay down a bunt? Why can't you hit opposite way? Why can't you run?
Maybe the pressure is just too much for the poor guy.
Bullshit. Pressure my balls. See that guys out there like Nicky Madrigal, fucking Mr. Two Strikes out there hitting the shit out of the ball, getting every productive out known. It's like, this is bullshit. So
we talked Cubs for 45 minutes, which is insane.
Yeah.
I would like to chat a little about my number one favorite Chicago sports team.
Well, we got to touch base on the White Sox here. So really,
I mean, do we though?
We do because the White Sox,
we really didn't.
Listen, we got to talk about the White Sox, man, because they're playing really good ball too. So
how about this? How about we go to a commercial or a promo, and while we're there, we let the chat decide if we should talk Bears or White Sox.
All right, guys, a quick little word from our guys from the Jonathan Darren team over at Coldwell Baker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen. These guys are awesome. I cannot wait to use these guys again to find my new home after Megan and I get married.
Just remember, it needs a good basement so that I can
Basement, backyard, garage with a beer fridge, pool. I need the whole 9. But yeah, here we go, guys. The Jonathan Durante.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
All right, and that was a quick little word from our guys over at the Jonathan Darren team. Those guys are absolutely awesome, guys. Make sure you guys, if you guys are in the area, he goes all over in Illinois, all over Indiana. He is the man. Give him a call over there. He's the best. But all right, Angelo, let's see here, man. We got to talk. We got two Bears here.
So I think that's where we go. I say, hey, White Sox had their time on our shows the last few weeks with the La Russa BS and the 3-0 home run. I'm done with that for right now. We can talk White Sox next week. Let's talk about what happened today. The Bears are back in town, baby. Justin
Bears,
Fields,
baby. Bears.
QB1.
Bears.
Who is it?
The Bears.
No, we're not doing that no more, remember?
Yeah,
we're no more
I'm
Bears.
so sick of that Bears shit. But yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be, all I know is that I got breaking news. Breaking news.
I'm not going to lie. That's one of my favorite things that Cap and J Hood do. I laugh every fucking time. Every time.
Breaking news. Fat Mike is going to Cleveland. Nobody goes on to Cleveland on vacation.
I ain't never heard nobody say, I'm going to go to Cleveland on vacation.
But Fat Mike is going to Cleveland on vacation because I am going September 24th through the 29th to watch our Chicago Bears take on the Cleveland Browns. I cannot wait to go and do that. It's going to be a great time. I'm going with a bunch of cool buddies of mine. It's going to be a great time. And not only that, but Fat Mike is also going on Halloween. I'm going to be a Halloweenie on Bears Sunday. I'm going to dress up like a Bears guy. I'm going to dress up like Brian Urlacher, and I'm going to go out there and watch them take on San Francisco 49ers. It's going to be
you
a
would
great
clearly
time.
be Urlacher post or pre-hair transplant.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Pre-transplant Brian Urlacher. Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time I drove to the city after he was the face of that. But, bro, his face was everywhere. All over the place. Brian Urlacher with hair. Hair. That dude couldn't stop talking about how good his hair looked.
I'm gonna do it, dude. I think I'm gonna do it. I already shaved the beard. All right, I already shaved the beard. Next week I'm gonna come out here with hair like Angelo, fucking locks are flowing, just fucking doing it.
I gotta lie, man. My hair actually, it's on point today.
Okay. So let's talk some Bears here, man. Because breaking news earlier this week was Justin Fields is going to have a legitimate chance.
Yep.
On earning the starting spot in camp. So, Angelo, what is your feeling on this? How do you feel about this?
I feel you have zero future with Andy Dalton. I feel Justin Fields is the future. They say he needs experience. Why even waste time with Andy Dalton? Best way to gain experience is to play NFL football, period. Right? That's what they always say. Football shape is different than off-season shape. Taking the reps, live games, week 1 is where he should be. If he struggles, hey, we as Bear fans have to realize that might happen and just accept that fact, because I would rather him learn this year and come out even better next year than have to deal with the bullshit of Andy Dalton playing 5 games and being terrible. And then, maybe we'll play Fields and, he's struggling, so we're going to put Dalton back. I don't want that carousel. I just want Fields to jump in, QB1, week 1. Boom.
See, okay, the thing that I want to see is this. Okay, I don't want to see the same bullshit that we had with Mike Glennon, Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky or fucking the other turd sandwich, Nick Foles that we had. I don't want to see the back and forth bullshit. Okay, that's what I don't want to see. All I want to see is somebody win the fucking job. Okay, if Andy Dalton is exceptionally better than Justin Fields out of camp, start him. If you really think that he is the best chance to win the football games, start him. Okay? You got to win. But if Justin Fields comes out here and blows away Andy Dalton, if you don't start this kid, if all the reports say that this kid is unbelievable, you got to do this, you got to start this guy, do what you got to do. If that's the report coming out of camp, if you don't start him, I will go fucking apeshit.
So
I will go apeshit because this kid has the opportunity of a lifetime right now. Andy Dalton is a dick, dude.
Right.
Andy Dalton is a fucking turd sandwich. And nothing against Andy Dalton, but guess how many playoff wins Justin Fields has? Guess how many playoff wins Andy Dalton has?
Oh, I know the answer to this. It's both the same. 0.
Both the same. Fucking 0.
Right.
Andy Dalton, you're sitting there calling Andy Dalton, a veteran. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay, is he veteran? Yeah, has he played the NFL game before? Yes, of course.
He's a journeyman. That's what he is.
Exactly. He's a journeyman.
Right.
He's a guy that's gotten shit kicked out of him for fucking 12 years and never won a playoff game. So what is the big hesitation on not starting Justin Fields week 1?
Right.
Get this fucking kid in there. Let him see the speed of the game and let him play. I would rather go 0-16 with Justin Fields learning the fucking or 0-17. Well, let's face it, you'll go 2-15 because you'll beat the Lions twice because that
defense is good enough to win 2 games.
This is fucking you and I and fucking 9 of our other buddies are good enough to fucking blow over the Detroit Lions defense. Who were kidding? All right, but legit, if they can go out there and go 2-15, okay, with Justin Fields, give that kid the experience because it's only going to help him. Everybody remembers Peyton Manning, 28 interceptions his first year. 28 interceptions as a rookie. Right. Remember that? Because I do.
He's
arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Going to be in the Hall of Fame. My thought process is this, like I said about the future, right? You have these young wide receivers, right? Darnell Mooney. I know Newsome got hurt, but they're expecting him back for the start of the season. And you have this young O-line, some of these young O-linemen, a young quarterback. Why waste time with developing some kind of chemistry?
Right.
Throw them in there, let them play together, because if you wait till week 8, week 9, yeah, you're going to still get, but you don't know what injuries are going to be there, right?
Right.
Why not just it's fresh, throw these guys out there, let them build the chemistry on the fly this season to carry that into next season. Because in reality, do we think the Bears are even if they made the playoffs this year, are they doing anything in the playoffs? It's the same conversation as the Cubs, except the Cubs are a little brighter. But I don't think the Bears are going to do anything in the playoffs if they get there. So why not just let this kid get the reps in this season with these young receivers? Because as much as I wish Allen Robinson would return, we got to be realistic here. Darnell Mooney will probably end up being QB1 next season, right? Don't you want that chemistry to be there between him and Justin Fields?
Oh, well,
when you're really ready to make that push to the playoffs?
Well, definitely. And I think with the whole thing with Allen Robinson, I think that has changed since you actually moved up and grabbed a legit fucking quarterback. Allen Robinson is going, depending on this year, Allen Robinson is definitely going to want to be like, all right, let's weigh my options here. Aaron Rodgers may be out of Green Bay.
Yep.
All right. We're not going to touch on that. I don't want to talk about it. It's only going to fucking irritate me.
Derail this show. It'll derail the whole
show. It'll completely derail the show. All right. But he may possibly be out of Green Bay. Okay, fine. So you got to go up against Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, or Kellen Mond. Exactly. That's a fucking shit sandwich with mustard, buddy. Those three quarterbacks right there. Justin Fields has the potential to bring this team to the promised land and win the fucking division again. All right. And if you can do that, Allen Robinson has to be like, boom, dude, I finally got a fucking quarterback. After dealing with Blake Bortles, after dealing with, Mitch Trubisky, after dealing with fucking Nick Foles and Mike Glennon and these other two shitheads that I've dealt with, I legitimately have a quarterback right now.
Who was Robinson's college quarterback? Wasn't he some shitty quarterback too?
Where did Allen Robinson come out of? Penn State, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Somebody in the chat knows. They got to. Where's Allen?
Chubbs, yeah. Where's
Allen?
Chubbs?
Always has some BS knowledge that helps us out in these situations. But I know that it was a bad quarterback, right? So like you're talking, like you have the ability to take over this division with a quarterback that many believe should have been the second quarterback picked in the draft this year. So
it's going to be interesting, man. This Bears team is going to be a lot of fun. And I hope Justin Fields does come out there. I hope he does come out there and win that fucking spot. Because it's only going to make every single Chicago Bears fan fucking hype mode, dude. Everybody's going to be like, fucking hanging out, doing their thing, getting all hypey, getting all ready to rock and roll for this upcoming season. Even if they suck, they're going to be like, dude, did you see what Justin Fields did last week? Because that's the type of we're not going in here like we were with Mitch Trubisky, where it's like, this guy's the savior of the Bears. All right.
Right.
And Mitch Trubisky couldn't he is exactly like Ian Happ. He fucking sucks, guys. All right. He fucking sucks. All right. But no. You got this perfect fucking thing here in Justin Fields. He has the experience underneath his belt,
right,
of what it takes to be a good quarterback. And now he's coming in here. Obviously, I mean, Matt Nagy was sitting there fucking pawing at this dude Zipper for 2 years watching this guy. Yep. All right. So obviously Matt Nagy likes this guy a lot. If Matt Nagy likes him, okay, he liked Patrick Mahomes. I'm not making that bridge comparison to either of them.
The Bears are a plus 300 to win the division next year.
Well, you better bet on it, and you better bet on Mike Ditka scoring 4 touchdowns next year, because it's going to happen, baby.
Hold on. This is what I'm saying, right? The only reason I could see the Bears.
Jesus. Oh, good Lord. Matt McGloin and Christian Hackenberg.
That's what I'm talking about. He has
never had a legitimate quarterback throw him the ball.
The dude is overdue for some good quarterback competition, good quarterback, on his side here, because he's watched guys like Devontae Adams in his division go crazy, right? You're watching guys like Russell Wilson have MVP caliber seasons, and you're looking over here at the center with Mitch Trubisky under center, and you're like, this sucks.
I'd much rather see Mitchell Trubisky underneath a semi.
That's mean. The guy cleaned the locker rooms, man. Come on.
So do fucking janitors, and you don't see them starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
That's true. That's true. I personally, I think this kid's going to be good. We talked about this when we did the draft show. It felt different, right? It didn't feel like the Bears were trying to outsmart everybody. It felt like, holy shit, everything fell in place for this to happen, for the Bears to have a shot at this kid who many projected, some even thought he was better than Trevor Lawrence.
Right. Listen, on my quarterback rankings, you and I were talking about this pre-draft. I remember you and I talking about this, and I think Zach Wilson's a fucking turd sandwich, and I am so happy that the Bears didn't try to trade up and grab that fucking guy.
Allen was hyped on Zach Wilson.
I think Zach Wilson is a fucking bum, and you're going to figure him out real quick. You watch. Mark my words, Zach Wilson is a fucking dumpster fire. Okay?
As a fellow headband guy, I'm not on the Zach Wilson train.
But listen, I had Justin Fields as my number 2 overall rated quarterback. That's legit. You and I were talking about that before the draft. All right. And the only thing I was not happy, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't happy that the Bears moved up to grab him. That's publicly known at this point. I wasn't happy. Okay.
Yes.
Only because the Bears didn't have anything solidified on the O-line to protect him. It is nothing, absolutely zero against Justin Fields. That I literally had the fucking guy on my number 2 big board, Angelo. You witnessed to this, dude. Like we were talking about it for 2 weeks before this. All right. But it bothered me. But the thing that it got me hard. Like I took a Blue Chew. All right. I took a Blue Chew and I snorted a Viagra. All right. It got me fucking rock hard was when they went out and got my fucking boy at left tackle. All right. Tevin Jenkins. When they ended up grabbing him and then going out and grabbing Larry Borum, who's a top 3 defender in pass defense, the top 3 defender in pass offensive protection.
That's a mouthful.
That's amazing, is what that is. That's amazing.
Right. And the thing about Jenkins is
Tevin Jenkins is going to swat the shit out of a lot of people this year.
Right. Many thought the Bears were going to go with him at 20, right? So to be able to move up.
And I would have been cool with that.
Right. Everybody would have been.
I think the thing that fucked me over the most was the wait between first round and second round.
Yeah.
I think that's why I was so upset. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, now what are the Bears going to do?
Right.
They fucked up and didn't take an O-lineman. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's
the draft.
They got lucky, man. This draft is a draft that the Bears – sometimes sports, you need that luck aspect. And they got their quarterback, right? They needed to protect him. And the guy that they were projected to take in the first round still fell to them in the second round.
Right.
That's luck. That's sometimes what you need.
Mind-blowing. It kind of reminds me like those old school Cowboys drafts where you're able to get Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. Or, it's like, what the fuck just happened here? You know? But listen, I love Tevin Jenkins, man. I love the pick of Larry Borum. I love this new the fuck is his name? They just signed him to 4 years today. It's announced. What's his name? The Hawaiian dude, the defensive tackle that they got. They signed him. They signed him to a 4-year deal today. They inked him. He's a badass. But Tevin Jenkins and Justin Fields, you gotta protect this kid. You have an asset here, and that's what I'm saying. If you can protect Justin Fields, then why not start this fucking kid week 1? Because you know what? It's the arrow is nothing but up. The arrow is nothing but up.
Right. Like you said, Mike, I just wanted to be honest, right? If Justin Fields is better than Andy Dalton, the team's going to know. The players are going to know. Right? The wide receivers know. Right. I don't want them to be like
devised. The locker, mark my words, that fucking locker room will be devised immediately.
Right. You don't want, and that's one thing you don't want to happen. You don't want to have it where Matt Nagy is feeling like, well, I have to start Dalton because of QB1 all over social media. Well, we promised Dalton he was going to be the starter. But like, if Justin Fields is the guy, Justin Fields is the guy, man. Look at what happened in Seattle, right? Everybody compares it to that when Matt Flynn came from the Packers and Russell Wilson was drafted in the 3rd round. They guaranteed him this money, but Russell Wilson was better. And that's what I think is going to happen with the Chicago team. I just hope that Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy are able to be honest with themselves and start him if he's actually better than Dalton.
Right. So now with this rumor coming out that now he legitimately has a chance that it's going to be a competition, okay? There is no fucking doubt in my mind that Matt Nagy knows what he has.
Right. 100%.
100%. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that's like, okay, Justin Fields, I've seen what this kid's doing in the offense, in the rookie OTAs. This kid's going to be our starter. He's going to be our fucking starter week 1. And I'm pumped. I am fucking pumped.
When he talks about the quarterback position, it's kind of like, I'm not really good with analogies, so I'm going to try to throw this out there, and if it makes sense, I hope it does. But like you say, you know, hey, I like this car. This is the car we're buying, Andy Dalton. But then all of a sudden you see this deal on a flashier, newer car, right?
On a 1982 DeLorean.
So that could take you into the future, right? But like, so you're like, okay, well, I got this one that I said was going to be the one, but I want to talk and drive the other one more. Because that's what it's like in his press conferences. He talks about Justin Fields all the time. And then he like has to like, then he like catches himself and he's like, oh shit. I mean, well, you know, Andy is doing this and helping with that. And I like that he has red hair. It's fiery, you know, like shut up, man. Everybody knows that everybody in the city of Chicago wants Justin Fields to start. There is nobody who wants Andy Dalton to start. I remember how pissed off the fan base was.
Listen, I was okay. Okay, if the Bears didn't grab Justin Fields, I was okay with starting Andy Dalton over fucking Nick Foles. Let's rewind a little bit here, Angelo. All right, when they grabbed Andy Dalton, there's no shit that I'd much rather have him be QB1 over fucking Nick Foles. All right. Because going into that draft, I didn't think they were going to sniff Justin Fields.
Right. Nobody did.
All right. Nobody did. I mean, I think Vince did. Vince did. Vince over at Turtle Steaks. I think he sniffed that out, but I didn't believe that was a possibility. Okay. So if you go on out there with Andy Dalton as your opening quarterback, there's worse quarterbacks in the NFL that you could have starting for your team, first and foremost.
Right.
And if you in your draft went out and got the biggest, baddest O lineman, the biggest, baddest fucking D lineman, whatever the fit you needed to fit your team, okay, fine. They could still reel out fucking 8 wins with Andy Dalton. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But
where does that get you?
Shit changes.
Right.
Okay. And now you have Justin Fields. And now a kid to learn underneath the tutelage of Andy Dalton. All right. Underneath everything that what Andy Dalton has learned, besides, you know, obviously winning a fucking playoff game. All right. But, you know, because that hasn't fucking happened. All right. You know, because he can't teach him how to do that because he's never fucking won one himself. All right. But if you can teach him how to be a professional, if you can teach him how to hold his head and teach him the speed of the game and help him read defenses and help him read coverages and stuff like that, it goes a long, long way.
I think this kid has, especially to me, when you're looking for a quarterback, he could have all this, you know, the arm. Like, look at Cutler, right? Cutler had the arm. Everybody always talked about it, the potential. But Fields has the mindset. He has that. I don't think, you know, I'm not worried about pressure because I expect myself to be great. That's the type of quarterback that should run this team.
Right.
A guy who's going to come in there. He's not going to take bullshit. He knows he's good. He's going to go out there and be good. And that's what I want, is for him to just go. Take the fucking train. What do you have to lose? Right?
You have nothing to lose. There is no expectations in this season.
Right.
All right. Okay. Before all this shit goes down, because I'm still adamant that Aaron Rodgers is somehow, some way going to come back to the Green Bay Packers and beat the shit out of the Bears twice this year. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm not a fucking Packer fan. It's just how it fucking happens every single year. Okay.
It is how it happens every year. You're right.
But okay. So, and what I'm saying is this. There is absolutely zero to lose this year. There is zero expectation on this Bears team right now. And that's me being a fucking diehard fucking Bear fan. I have zero expectation for this team this year. What I want to see is the growth in the movement of the fucking football with Justin Fields under center. That's what the fuck I want to see.
That's all this season needs to be about.
I want to see this. I want to see Matt Nagy be like, all right, listen, my job's on the line. This motherfucker is starting quarterback. Let's figure this kid out, and let's do what we got to do to prepare this kid for the fucking future of the Chicago Bears franchise. That's what the fuck I want to see. And if they don't do it, then Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace should be on their fucking ass and out of town.
And that's okay. So I wanted to say that right there. What you said, Matt Nagy has to worry about his job, right? But the ownership needs to see if Matt Nagy knows what he's doing as a coach. We've all talked about this. Well, was it Mitch or was it Nagy? Was it the play calling or the quarterback?
You got
here you go. You have your quarterback, right? Justin Fields is the guy that Matt Nagy wanted. You need to know if he's the coach for this kid, for this team going forward. You can't pussyfoot around hurting Andy Dalton's feelings just to start him 6 games this year.
Right.
Get Justin Fields out there so you can see if your coach knows what he's doing with a guy that has basically all the weapons and tools that Matt Nagy needs to run this offense.
And everybody's thinking that he doesn't have the fucking tools. I mean, listen, you still got you right now. You have Allen Robinson. You have Adam. I was going to say Adam Shaheen. Oh, good Lord.
Cole Kmet, the 2 touchdowns a game guy. That's my guy.
All right, you have Allen Robinson. You have Cole Kmet. You have Darnell Mooney. You have David Montgomery. You have a healthy. What's his name? The little guy, the little dude, little running back.
Tariq
Cohen. You got a little,
the little guy.
This guy. You know who I'm talking about. You have a healthy team coming back. You have a defense that's healthy coming back. Robert Quinn, it was said that he had a fucked up foot. There has been denied reports. There's been confirmed reports. Who knows? All I know is that fucking guy doesn't do anything this year. Chop him on the fucking block. Get him the fuck out of here. All right. But you have a healthy team.
Right.
What the fuck? What are you going to hurt if you start Justin Fields?
Right.
What are you going to hurt, Angela? There's nothing that you can hurt.
Right.
Nothing.
But
So
now,
why
if you
not
wait
play
till
this
week
fucking guy?
6,
Chubbs brings a good point too. Eddie Goldman is back.
Right.
Your defense is back. Akeem Hicks, that fucking cupcake. If that guy can fucking stay healthy. All right. I don't give a flying frog's fat green ass. I'll call it out to him right now. All right.
He is kind of sensitive.
Sensitive and softer than a pile of
and that's
puppy
nothing
shit.
bad. Yo, my son is a sensitive kid. But like you're right. Like sometimes he's a little bit too in his own emotions.
I'm not even worried about his fucking emotions.
I am. I think he's hot-headed.
Fuck his emotions. I
think he's a hothead on the field.
I could give a fuck about his emotions. I just want to see his ass stay healthy.
Yeah.
Because that guy's always the last 3 seasons. That guy has missed games. Stay fucking healthy. You're supposed to be the tough guy. You're supposed to be demanding the double team to free up Khalil Mack, and you haven't done dick since we've gotten Khalil Mack.
Now, so that's a whole nother topic, right? Is the defense. They didn't show up for
now. Now with Eddie Goldman coming back, you have Eddie Goldman, you have Akeem Hicks in the middle. It should free up your fucking rushers with Khalil Mack, with Robert Quinn. You should be able to do what the fuck you want to do on defense.
You're right.
All right. But if Akeem Hicks is I'm going to quote our guy that we're going to go out on Monday. We're going out June 5th, guys, really quick. We're going June 5th from 3 to 8 over at Mongo McMichael's Bar out in Romeoville to help support Mongo and his ALS. Get your asses on out there. $20 recommended donation. It's not mandatory. It's recommended to help Mongo out with his ALS journey. But what Mongo McMichael calls Akeem Hicks, he calls him Muffin Top because he's softer than a pile of puppy shit. And I agree with Mongo 110%. He is fucking soft. If he can't stay healthy, then why the fuck is he on this team with all this money under contract? At this point, the guy's 31 years old. You can shop off that fucking $9 million that you're paying that turd, all right, and fucking free up something to where you can grab something on the free agent wire. What are we doing here? You got Eddie Goldman coming back. You have Eddie Goldman coming back, who was a consistent double man covered guy because he was a fucking beast in the middle.
He was.
All right. He was a beast in the middle. So what the fuck do you need Akeem Hicks for? If Akeem Hicks isn't drawing a double team to free up Khalil Mack and to free up Robert Quinn and to free up whoever other line or to free up Roquan, then why the fuck are you here?
Right. And so let me clarify what I said, because when I said that he's emotional and in his chest, I meant like I've seen this dude get himself so just like heated that he makes stupid penalties. And that hurts your team, right? That's what I was talking about. Like the dude just does dumb stuff from time to time, can't stay healthy. You end up becoming a liability for your team, right? You don't need that, especially with a young offense that's trying to hold its own so that you don't have to do all the work all the time.
Right. No, I agree. I 100% agree, man. But Eddie Goldman, and Chubbs brings up a good point here too. Eddie Goldman will push the pocket back in the center and help Robert Quinn, who takes wide angles. That's right. That's exactly what I was saying before you sent that. You have no idea how much Eddie Goldman helps out the Chicago Bears defense, man. You have no idea.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm worried about is missing Kyle Fuller. I'll say it. I'm going to be missing Kyle Fuller. But Kyle Fuller is completely reliant on the defensive line.
I was just going to say that.
100% completely reliant on the defensive line to create pressure for him to make a play.
Right.
All right.
That's what he needs. Right.
We've seen that for 2 years now.
Yep.
Yeah. In 2018, he had a fucking ball out year. Well, so did the defensive line. All right. They were all over quarterbacks. They were on quarterbacks like stink on shit. All right. They were all over those guys. And Kyle Fuller had a very, very productive year.
How many interceptions did he have last year?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. How many? 2?
I think it's 1. I'm pretty sure he had 1 interception last year.
I listen, man. I hope that Jalen Johnson can keep up to it. I was worried about drafting him. I'm not gonna lie. I said it last year too. All right. I was worried about drafting Jalen Johnson because all those injuries that he had on those shoulders. I was worried that he was a little too banged up, but last year he played pretty good. He got burnt on a few plays, rookie mistakes. I get it. Hopefully he turns the other cheek. He was like, all right, listen, I learned from getting burned. I now know what the fuck to do. I now know how to cover your number 1 receiver and shut him the fuck down. I now know how to take that better angle to break up a pass. I now know how to read the quarterback's eyes and judge when I'm getting punked. You know, that's what I want to see out of Jalen Johnson. That's what I want to. That's the big step this year. And I know he's got that chip on his shoulder too to come into this year. Mm-hmm. I know he's that guy where it's like, dude, fuck this. It's now time for me to prove that I'm a number 1 cornerback. Yeah. Do it then.
I agree. I think he's struggled.
After 1 year, it's put up or shut up time. We need a number 1 corner. You fucking solidify it. You do go out and you go do it.
Right. So Kyle Fuller did only have 1 interception last year, tied for 94th in the NFL.
That's great. That's fantastic.
So, but again, like you said, that was because he's relying on the defensive line, and the defensive line was not good last year.
No.
Mac played, there's rumor Mac played through a bunch of injuries. He's been playing through injuries. Robert Quinn gave you absolutely nothing except for the very first play he played. I think he got a sack, and then that was kind of it. Goldman and Hicks are really the anchors to that line where you draw all the attention in. Even, hell, man, if Robert Quinn can stay healthy, you got Mac, you got Hicks, you got Goldman. Quinn should have a fucking Pro Bowl year.
Hopefully.
He should have nobody on him. They're double teaming Mac, they're double teaming Goldman. Like, there's only so many bodies on an offensive line.
Right.
So,
real quick, before we start diving into more Bears talk, I want to give a quick word out to our guy, Mark Berardi and Associates out in Homer Glen. Real estate is hot right now, guys. And if you need an attorney to handle this, Mark Berardi does this all day long. Just straight shooter, no fancy language, just straight point. He does real estate planning, trusts, wills, power of attorney, probate. Great reviews, has a big team supporting him, and they're just regular down-to-earth people, guys, normal and real as he is. You will not be disappointed if you go with him. He's located out in Homer Glen in New Lenox, and he handles real estate all over Illinois. Like I said, he's located in Homer Glen, New Lenox, and he handles real estate all over Illinois. There is no place too far. So give him a call today at 708-942-8030. Again, that's 708-942-8030. And here's a quick little word from him, and I love this, guys. I think you guys are going to too.
Berardi, the best fucking lawyer in town.
And there it is. How awesome is that? Call Mark Berardi, the best fucking lawyer in town. Boom. A quick little word from our guy, Mark Berardi. He is the best, guys. Give him a yell. He's unbelievable, man. I can't wait to this guy's going to help me out dramatically. He's already helped out 1252 tenfold. The guy's the man. He's great. So give him a yell. But yeah, back on the Chicago Bears talk, man.
Right. We got about 9 minutes left of the show. I do want to remind everybody, go check out the Twitch channel. Go get on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. We love, especially in the comments, like we see a ton of the YouTube and Twitch comments so fast. The Facebook ones, not all of them get through to us. So get to the YouTube.
Right. And eventually, Angela, let's talk to him. Eventually, the Twitch and YouTube are going to take precedence. We're going to be cutting out the Facebook stuff. So make sure you guys are coming on the YouTube and the Face and the Twitch, because we're definitely going to be cutting out the Facebook stuff. We want you guys here because it's easier this way. It's a lot easier. That way we can see who's all engaging with us, who's talking shit about Angela's bandana, who's talking shit about
should be
talking shit about my stupid little goatee. You know what I mean? Like I want to have fun with you guys. So make sure you guys are all in here with the Twitch and the YouTube. Go ahead, Angela. I'm sorry.
Well, no, nobody should talk shit about my bandanas because
nobody should talk shit about my bandanas because my bandanas are super cool. But
they are super cool.
They're super cool.
Don't be hating. So Twitch is you just go to twitch.tv/1252 Sports Chicago and you'll be able to follow us. So, we are intended for mature audiences.
Yeah, so don't have your kids listen to us because we talk about
we don't need to. Yeah. I don't let my kid watch, so
that's a good thing.
I wouldn't let your kids watch. That's just me.
I would definitely let your kids watch because I don't give a fuck about your kids.
But anyways,
I give no shits about your kids. I give no shits.
Can we talk? I know we just jumped into Bears and we talked a lot about Justin Field and Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
the defense. I mean, we kind of hit every nail on that head. There is one thing, and if you allow me some time to rant,
go for it,
about LeBron James and this NBA
LeBron
first
James
round
is a pussy.
Because I will never say LeBron James is a fantastic humanitarian. He's a fantastic human. What he does for the kids in Akron, all over it's awesome, right?
Yes.
But when it comes to basketball, is he the greatest player right now? No. Was he? Yes. I won't take that away from him. He'll never be better than Michael Jordan, period. But right now, he's not even the best player on his own team. We saw that last night. I know, Mike, you don't like the NBA, so this is just me ranting.
No, it's not just that I don't like the NBA. It's that I fucking hate LeBron James.
Yeah.
I hate LeBron James, the passion and fire of 1,000 suns. Fuck that dude.
No,
ironically, the Suns are going to win that series, so it works out perfectly.
This will be the first time in his career that he's going to lose in the first round. Like, what he did last night. You want to talk walking off the court, right? This whole series has just been a highlight of how mentally either drained or soft he has become. I'm not going to say he was always like that because he's had some dominant playoff performances.
First off, there's a difference. I don't think he's soft. I think he's a fucking sore loser.
I agree 100%.
All right. I'm not saying LeBron James is soft. All right. But what I am saying is that he is a fucking tremendously sore loser.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And not only that, but like the way that I'm trying to fold this in and rumple it into how much he's a pussy on the court. And I can't find a bridge.
That he got poked in the eye and spent 20 minutes on the ground.
And like 2 days prior, a pitcher got hit in the fucking face with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball and spent 26 seconds on the ground. And LeBron James spends 80 seconds on the ground.
Dude's gushing blood, like gushing blood. Looked like somebody turned a water faucet on from his nose.
I said this once before, Angela. LeBron James is the person that ruined the NBA for me.
Yeah,
legit.
You don't like it.
I do. I fucking hate LeBron James. I have never felt so much hate towards a professional athlete in my entire life more than I feel for LeBron James.
So
Sean Avery, do you know who Sean Avery is? Sean Avery was a defenseman for the New York Rangers who would purposely go out and fucking elbow people in the face, in the temple, and he was a jagoff. I hated that guy. I'd much rather have Sean Avery on the fucking Blackhawks right now than LeBron James on the Bulls. I fucking hate LeBron James, dude.
I do too. But here's another topic that I had talked about last night with Alan. Damian Lillard, man. That poor dude putting up outrageous numbers. on a team that just does not feel like ever building around him. If I was him, I would demand a trade. I know I don't think he will because he doesn't want to rub Portland fans the wrong way. But like I told Alan, if any sport is the sport to do it, it's the NBA. That's a players' league. You demand a trade, you're going to get traded. The Bulls, they can offer Kobe White, Lauri Markkanen, a couple first-rounders, get Dame Lillard there. Then you got Lillard, Levine, Vooch. That's a big three I think could compete pretty much against anybody. And you have all those three pieces in kind of like key pieces on a court. A point guard, you got yourself a small forward, and you got yourself a center. To me personally, those are the three biggest areas when you're trying to make that playoff run. You've seen it last night when the Suns dominated the Lakers when Anthony Davis was out. You throw a big body with a guy who can facilitate and score like Damian Lillard, I don't know. Call me hopeful, but I would love to see Dame playing in.
Fuck, dude. I would love to see Damian Lillard in a Bull uniform. That'd be awesome. I've been watching the playoffs. I've been kind of getting into it over at Paul's place, hanging out down there, watching it. You know, my buddy David down there. My buddy David, my bartender, my guy. I love David. David's good people. All right, but he's a big basketball guy. And we've been watching the basketball game, and I keep on telling him how much I hate LeBron James. He's like, all right, Mike, here's another beer. Just shut up. All right, Mike, here's another beer. Just shut up. And it's like, no, but you don't understand how much I hate LeBron James.
I agree, man. Like the bullshit that he's pulled, I get it. His body is getting beat up, right? But
no, it's not.
But it's
not. It's not.
It is, though.
Sit there and fucking tell me that Michael Jordan wasn't beat up.
That's different, though.
No, it's not.
Where was Jordan at LeBron's age? Do not turn this thing into me defending LeBron James, please.
Okay,
because
fine. Where was Kobe's? This is gonna be bad. But where was Kobe's body? You know, just the difference in defense alone in the NBA from the time Kobe played to LeBron has been playing.
Well, right, and look at what happened with Kobe in his last game, right?
I won't even make the comparison.
He pulled his Achilles and still went out and shot 2 free throws so that he wouldn't, if he felt better, he could come back in that game.
LeBron's a bitch, dude. Fuck LeBron.
He is. I agree. Basketball-wise, I don't know how anybody watching this series can ever say Michael Jordan and LeBron James are even close.
If you that's the thing I was telling David too. It's like you got to stop comparing Michael Jordan and LeBron James. It's not even a fucking comparison.
Nope.
If you want to compare, sorry guys, my dogs are going apeshit. If you want to compare LeBron James and Larry Bird,
I'd say Magic Johnson is a good comparison. LeBron has that pass first mentality. That's always who he's been. A facilitator.
I can see that.
So
I can see that. But if you want to see like a comparison on scoring,
right?
LeBron James, Larry Bird, I could see that. Okay, cool. But do not compare him to Michael Jordan.
He will
not even fucking close.
He could win 6 titles and he will still never be Michael Jordan.
He can win 6 titles in a row right now, and he will never be as good as Jordan.
Well, I mean, people would definitely have an argument, but realistically, that won't happen. We know that. But even
because you know how those 6 titles will be won. Hey, Kyrie. Hey, KD. What you guys doing? You guys want to join my team? Okay, cool. Let's win some championships.
That's kind of who he is, though.
That's exactly who he is. When Michael Jordan's like, hey, if you don't want to fucking pass the ball, you can get the fuck out of here.
Right. Jordan to take control. LeBron can't. He just can't.
It's a sad, sad thing, man. It's a sad.
I just wanted to get that off my chest at the end of the show.
Right. Real quick, guys, before we end the show, we got another quick sponsor from our guys over at White Oak Farms. These guys are absolutely unbelievable. This is actually where I'm getting married on September 4th. I cannot wait. If you guys want to crash the party, come and crash the party. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it's a beautiful place out in Michigan City, Indiana. Our friend Rebecca over there has been nothing but beautiful and amazing towards Megan and I. And I cannot wait for this day. I really cannot, to where it's just fucking over and done with. To be honest with you, I'm tired of prepping for this fucking thing. But no, White Oak Farm venue out in Michigan City, Indiana. And here's a quick word from these guys.
Honey, will you marry me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's get out of here.
Come to Indiana's premier venue. Come to the farm. Come see all the wildlife. Come to White Oak Farm Venue in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come to our 80-acre sanctuary right off I-94 in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come see all we have to offer from 2 brand new Amish-built barns with climate control.
Come see the ponds with beautiful waterfall, meadows and wildflowers, and so much more.
Come see our secluded venue. After you enter our private road, you'll be in your own world away from it all, with outdoor ceremony spaces, wood-fired pizza ovens, and lots of fresh air.
Come enjoy Northwest Indiana's premier wedding venue, where you gather with your family and friends. Stretch your legs and enjoy the most memorable day of your life.
Visit White Oak Farm Venue at whiteoakfarmvenue.com or on Facebook/Instagram.
All right, and that's a quick little word from our guys over at White Oak Farm. I cannot wait to get married, guys. I didn't mean to sound like a shithead there. I really can't wait just to where this stuff is all over and done with. But it's legit, Angelo. I'm stressing the fuck out about it, man. It's stressful. It's stressful. Between dog bites and wedding stuff, I don't know what the fuck to do anymore, Angelo.
I mean, I'm not on the wedding hype train, so like I don't understand what you're going through. Maybe one day I'll decide to hop aboard the wedding hype train, take a trip down to wherever you go after that, Divorce Lane, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
Oh no,
where my train would lead. But
no, divorce is definitely going to happen between Megan and I. It's already panned out. Like, yeah, we've already talked about it. It's going to happen. It's definitely going to, and we're okay with it.
Hey, that's what's up. You guys are on it. No,
we're okay with it. It's fine.
Before we jet, Mike, why don't we tell everybody, remind them where they can find you?
Yes, and you.
Yeah, go for it. I'll go first. You want?
Go ahead. Good.
All right. So y'all watching? Most of you guys follow me on Twitter, but you can find me Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those places. All you gotta do is search, all one word, lowercase, Sport Court AC. That's it. Easy, done.
You can find me, guys, at FatMike Chicago. All one word, plain and simple. I'm on Instagram because I don't know how to work it, but I am on Twitter. And I'm on Facebook as well. You type in Fat Mike, you guys will find me real quick. And not only that, but we also have some really kick-ass shows coming up this week, Angelo. We got Turtles Takes coming up on Friday with Vince Mucci and Angelo. Jesus Christ, with Vince Mucci and Andrew Tarbill. Oh God, I almost call him Andrew Lou.
Andrew Lou. Maybe me and Tarbill should do a show called Andrew Lou.
Andrew
what
Lou.
the hell is going on?
Andrew Lou. Yeah, no, but like Turtles Takes on Friday night, 7:00 with Vince Mucci and Andrew Tarbill. It's going to be a great show. I don't know what they have planned, so keep looking on your Facebooks, keep looking on your Twitter feeds. I'm sure something is going to be great with those guys. Those guys have
special guests.
Those guys are absolutely awesome. They're fantastic. And then not only that, but Grobstein and Schuster Express on Sunday night. And a brand new Fred Hubner's Hubes, Views, and Brews on Monday night coming for you guys. All before we come back to you guys next week on Wednesday. Next week, we have a big show planned for you guys. And don't forget, guys, really quick, one more time. I want to say this one more time because it's important to me, okay? This Saturday, June 5th, from 3 to 8 at Mongo McMichael's out in Romeoville, is a support benefit for Mongo McMichael. It's $20 recommended at the door. It's like I said, guys, that's the in parentheses, guys, $20 recommended. You guys don't have to pay anything, but it does help. It goes straight to Mongo to help his battle.
It's $20. Go pay $20 and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, come on in, come have fun. There's going to be a bunch of people there. I've talked to a bunch of people in Chicago sports related media that are going to be there as well. Please make sure you guys are there. try to help out, try to help Mongo. I mean, this ALS, I mean, it just so happens that today's ALS day as well, and it's a fucking shit show, man. ALS it's just such a terrible thing. Terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah,
but
it's shitty. It's awesome that Mongo has the support of so many people, man, to help him fight through this, help him, his family, at least cover some of these expenses because, I don't know a lot about the disease itself, but I do know that it's very costly. So I've been in talks with Alan. We were talking about possibly trying to go down there. Also on Saturday, I got to see, if work permits me to get some free time to leave a little early to get down there. I'd love to make it down, hang out with you, hang out with the guys. But yeah, definitely go check it out, man. You can find it on Facebook. Mike shares it all over on his Facebook. I share it. Alan, Fred, all the guys share it. So definitely go check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Come on out and have some fun, guys. They got great food there. They got a bunch of great select variety of beer as well as hard liquor. So come on out, have a few drinks, and so just support Mongo. Just support my. I mean, he's done enough in our community and to help every single one of us in some specific way, somehow, some way. That's how awesome. I mean, whether it be watching wrestling or coming out to doing charity events.
4 Horsemen, baby.
All right, I mean, everything. I mean, honestly, he's helped. I mean, my childhood. I mean, everything. He's also been a guy that has literally drinking me underneath the table.
My dad drove him around in a limousine when my dad lived in the city.
As a professional athlete, as a guy that you don't expect to be that type of guy, he is that type of guy. He's a regular, normal Joe, and he needs our help right now. So make sure you guys are there on Saturday from 3 to 8. Mongo McMichael's out in Romeoville, Illinois. And on that note, special thank you to everybody who chimed in here tonight, everybody who came in on the Twitter feed, on the Facebook feeds, and on the Twitch channel. Thank you guys for coming in here. We really do appreciate it. Angelo, thank you for joining me again tonight. I appreciate it. And thank you again to our sponsors, big time. Nick and Ivy Brewing Company out in Lockport, Illinois, the Jonathan Darren team, Coldwell Banker Real Estate team out in Homer Glen, Mark Berardi and Associates. Those guys help everything, guys. They can get you out of a DUI. They can buy you a home. Those are the guys I'm going to be using them soon for one of the two.
Shop.
For one of the two, for sure, I'm sure. All right, and then White Oak Farm Venue. Those guys are absolutely fucking awesome. That's where I'm getting married. Go look at that place. They just my fiance sent me a video today, man. You should see how beautiful this wedding was. It wasn't even my wedding, and it started getting me. I was like tear jerking. I was tear jerking, man. I was like, this is so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Tear jerking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that can be meant in two ways. You know what I mean?
I do know what
tear jerking.
On that note, we're out. Thanks for watching.
I'm so sad. I miss you so much.
No tear jerking other than crying, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Kind of like turducken.